I'm making this hoping it will help people and reflect on what I've done. I have made 800 plus paintings in the last 12 years until I couldn't take the financial instability anymore and decided to search for a new way to make a sustainable living as an artist. I'm still working on that, so sometimes you'll be motivated to change when you can't take it anymore. I have sold 5 paintings in a single week and learned that it is pretty hard to manage many international transports at once. You have to be the studio, pack well, have all the paperwork ready, talk to collectors and carriers, take a look where the parcels are to avoid any of them coming back. Sold 46 paintings in a year and still my financial situation was very bad. Why? Because my pricing was extremely off. I was dependent on a platform that sold everything for cheap and I accepted that as being my reality. Even though I had sold paintings for much more, I kept going with that broken system for 3-4 years. Talk about avoiding things. In this time I still did many other things that maybe made no sense. I signed up for my first running race 3 years ago. It was a trail marathon, 42 kilometers, 12,400 meters level difference, and I failed. Because I was slow on the uphill, I didn't know this will expose all my back issues. Second year, signed up again. A few weeks before the race, I felt something went wrong with my left knee during a 30-kilometer run. Went to the race anyway. It rained so hard and snowed, slipped and fell 5 times, failed again at 30k. Broke my spirit. 2 MRIs later and a break later, I still have pain in my knees from time to time. I'm still thinking about the next race. I have some sciatic pain right now, a recent flare-up, which I ignored and finished a 40k cross last week in the same mountains. Often I think it's just pain, it will pass. But I try to be very careful now. It's a big difference between it's just pain and doing more damage on your mind and body. I say this because 2 years ago I went to a 24k half marathon in the mountains. At the half point fell into my right elbow. Spoiler, I actually broke my elbow and kept running and finished the race. The pain started to be so uncomfortable that tears were coming without control. So the next day I went to the ER. Of course the doctor asked why I waited. The answer was I thought it would fix itself by the next day. I have learned to be very mindful with my body and mind because I pushed them too hard over the years. I made my own website with my paintings and an online shop, integrated all sorts of elements to it, made a newsletter with a small group of devoted subscribers you can subscribe to. I have a link in the description. Sent emails, posted on all platforms, painted, drew, ran, biked, wrote, lived my life, and I burnt out. When you try to do everything, you won't have great results. I figured it was a lack of focus. And then for 2 months, I didn't want to do anything. Barely made a 10-minute drawing some days, did a bit of administrative work, and mostly stayed in a state of misery for a very long time. It was very hard, but somehow got better. I got grateful that I am alive and knew it was time to change something, although I didn't know exactly how. So I started with very small steps that I could and would take. Posted every day for 30 days only to figure out that Instagram kept my views as 200 and that my content was doing much better on YouTube, Facebook and TikTok. So I knew not to waste my energy on places that don't matter. Plus I prefer YouTube anyway. I made a huge 140 on 160 centimeter painting, self-portrait that sits somewhere in my studio behind many works. I guess sometimes I just ignore some works because I don't know what to do with them. Read to 50 books in a year that helped me a lot. I studied many things from psychology and art to history and philosophy. It's a much better and focused way to learn and I would highly recommend it. I also studied a whole curriculum of art history lectures in less than a year to have a better understanding of how it evolved, what matters, and now I have a better grip on art in general. It's very helpful to know your history before you create. From 2014 to 2026, I went from abstract painting to some weird sci-fi figurative art to surreal art, pop art, realism, surrealism again, to finally settling in a combination of figuration painting with geometric and real elements. This one. I learned that you need to follow your curiosities, adjust, and create a lot in order to reach the place you want and enjoy. That will ultimately help you create your style and approach to art. These are part of my lessons over the years. There are much more that I can talk about. A few takeaways might be to always be on the edge of your abilities, not too hard, but not too easy. What is your objective? What's the benefit? And what's the cost? Focus on one important thing at a time. Listen carefully to your mind and body. Probably one of the most important things that I forgot is to find a way to enjoy everything, no matter how small, and be grateful for being here and having this experience as a human. Thanks for watching.